Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning, students. I hope everybody is fine. I warmly welcome you back to the class of science. This is your science teacher, Ms. Zunaira, and today we are back with another lecture. I hope that you all are wearing masks when you go out of your home and you are using sanitizers because it is important now. So students, let's begin our lecture. Today we are going to start our one of the new chapter. So, what do you see in the background? Your answer might be the sun. What sun gives us? Sun gives us light. Yes, the chapter that we are going to start today is light. This is our chapter number 7 and it is on page number 113 of your science book. So this is the chapter that we are going to start today. So, are you ready? Let's get started. Before we start learning the things in this chapter, let's have a look on the things to learn from this chapter. So, the things that we are going to learn in this chapter is light. That what is light? Afterwards, we would learn about how light travels. Then, we would know that speed of light, what is reflection, how light bends, investigating lenses. We would learn about the lenses as well. We would see the different types of lenses. Basically, there are two types of lenses, the convex lens and the concave lens. Right? Afterwards, we would learn about magnifying glass, image, and in the last we would see that how camera works. So let's start today's lecture. And what is the bullet number 1? The bullet number 1 is what is light? Students, do you know what is light? You might be thinking that light is a form of energy. Yes, light is the form of energy. But with being energy, it fulfills a number of the purposes. So, let's start and see that how light is important for us. What is light? Light is a kind of energy. Without light energy, you could not see anything. Light energy gives things colors, helps plants to grow, can power solar batteries to make electricity and is used in lasers as well. Do you know from where does the light come? There are different light sources through which we can get the light. The biggest source of light is the sun that gives us light and heat, right? Apart from sun, there are bulbs, savers, tube lights, candles and different things are there which can emit light. So all these things are light sources. The source from which we are getting the light or the thing from which we are getting the light is the light source. Dear students, did you know that the life on earth depends on light? How? The plants consume light, we need light, animals need light. It means the life on the earth depends on light. And light does not need any of the medium. Now what is this medium? Light does not need to travel through air or water like sound. If we talk about the sound, Sound needs some of the medium to travel, but light does not need any of the medium. Clear? Now, we are about to know that how light travels. Light travels in a straight line. If we talk about the light travels in straight line. We can represent a ray of light using a straight line with an arrow to show the direction of the travel. Like this. If you use a torch, you can easily see that how does the light travel. So, light travels in a straight direction or the straight line, okay, and it can be shown through an arrow. Now students, as we have discussed right now that light travels in a straight line, when we switch on an electric torch, it makes a beam of light, right? And if we want to use the torch to light up an object, we must point the torch in the right place. Okay? The light from the torch travels towards the object in a straight line. Light reaches the eye. Here are two different pictures in front of you. Now here you can see that light reaches the eye because it travels in a straight line. Person is able to see the light of the candle, right? While on the other hand you can see that light gets blocked. Why? And person is not able to see the light of the candle. Because we know that light travels in straight line and this object through which this girl is trying to look at the candle is bent over here, right? This is how the light cannot be reached. So we can say that light travels in straight lines. Now the next thing that we are going to learn is speed of light. In this picture, it is written that it takes 8 minutes for sunlight to reach the earth. This is what we call the speed of light. How much time does the light take to reach the earth? Only 8 minutes. Now, light travels faster than anything we know about. Whatever you know about the sound, the traffic, the aeroplane, light is the fastest. Light travels the faster than anything we know about. And light takes how much time? It takes 8 minutes and 10 seconds to reach the earth from the sun. When light travels through water, its speed slows down. Okay? If the light is traveling, the speed is fastest. But when it travels through water, its speed slows down. Students, as we know that the earth and the sun are far apart from one another. So, if a car goes to the sun, a car would take 177 years to reach the sun, and you can see that the time would be taken, right? A car would take how much time? 177 years if the car runs non-stop. But on the other hand, we can see that light only takes 8 minutes to reach the earth from the sun. Now here you can compare the speed of light with other objects or the things which are having this speed. Okay? The next thing that we are going to learn now is reflection. What is reflection? When the light rays fall on the surface, some of the rays bounces back. When the light rays fall on some of the surface, some of the rays bounce back, and it is called reflection. And here is the example. This is the sun that is a great source of light. It emits the light that can hit the ground. After hitting the ground, some of the light rays will bounce back here, and this is called reflection. What is this called? Reflection. So what is reflection? It is simply the bouncing back of the light after getting hit on any object. Okay, what are we are calling these lines as light rays. Here comes the definition of reflection in other words as well. When a beam of light is reflected from a surface, it changes the direction. Smooth, shiny surfaces such as polished metals reflect light well, while rough and dark surfaces do not reflect the light well. And here are the comparison of these two surfaces. This is a shiny and regular surface or the smooth surface. It can make the same angle of the reflection. Now here you can see the distance of light ray and the surface, and here it is same because the surface is smooth. On the other hand, it's a kind of irregular surface or rough surface. So what does it do? It does not reflect the light well as the smooth and shiny surface do. Clear? What is reflection? Bouncing back of light, and this bouncing back of light varies from object to object. The shiny and smooth surfaces will reflect more of the light, and rough and dark surfaces do not reflect the light well. Dear students, do you know that we see things because they reflect light into our eyes? This is literally the only way we get to see things. All objects we see either create light or reflect the light, otherwise we are not able to see them. If you see your homework, can you see your homework or your copy or your book in the dark room? No, not at all. If there is a light, then you can see the thing. Why? Because of the reflection. If there is any source of light, that will hit the light rays onto the object and it would be reflected into your eyes and you will be able to see anything around you. Okay? So we see things because they reflect light into our eyes. And this is literally the only way we get to see things. So whatever we are able to see around us, that is only due to light. And we can take the best example from a dark room. In a dark room, we are not able to see anything, and the same eyes we are having in the dark room, the same objects are there, but there is no source of light. Okay, this is how you can relate the light and our sight, that how do we see things. Dear students, here comes another example of the surfaces. As we had learned that smooth surfaces or shiny surfaces would reflect the light well, while on the other hand, if the surface is rough, irregular or dark, it would not reflect the light well as the smooth surface do, right? So smooth surfaces and shiny surfaces would reflect more of the light than rough, irregular or dark surfaces. Students, here is the example where you can see that shiny surfaces reflect more light than other surfaces. Now you can see that this boy, what is he doing? He is just performing an experiment of reflection of light through a kind of mirror. He is using a mirror so the light can be reflected well. If he would have been taken a block of wood, so the light cannot be reflected well. Okay, so we came to know that shiny surfaces reflect more light than other surfaces.
How do we see things around us? You will probably say it's the eyes that help us to see the objects around us. But will our eyes be able to see these objects in dark? No, we need light to see things. Without light, we cannot see the objects. But where is this light coming from? This light is coming from this source, which is a fluorescent bulb. You see that this bulb is emitting its own light. The objects which emit their own light are called luminous objects. Can you give me any other examples? Incandescent light bulb, the sun, the stars are also luminous objects. What about objects such as this table and chair? Do they emit their own light? No, these objects do not emit their own light. Such objects are called non-luminous. Almost everything around us is non-luminous. Objects made up of wood, plastic, cotton, metal are all non-luminous. What about the moon and the planets? They are also non-luminous. But if the moon is non-luminous, then how come we're able to see it at night? The answer to this is reflection of light. The reason we're able to see any non-luminous objects around us is because of the reflection of light. Reflection of light can simply be referred to as change in direction of light or bouncing of light from some surface. Just like the ball bounces from the ground, light reflects off from a smooth surface. Let me try to explain this in a simple way. The light from the source strikes the object and bounces off from its surface. And when this light reaches our eyes, we see that object. And this is how we see non-luminous objects. When the object is kept in front of the mirror, its image is formed in it. But will we be able to see the image in the dark? No, we won't. So the formation of the image is also due to reflection of light. Let this object be our human body, so at the same time we are looking at the image. First tell me, is our body a luminous or a non-luminous object? Well, it's non-luminous. Human body cannot emit its own light. So the light from the source is first incident on the human body. It gets reflected from it, and this reflected light strikes the mirror. This light is further reflected from the surface of the mirror and reaches our eyes. This is how we are able to see our image. Now, obviously, this is not the exact picture of the happenings. I just wanted to give you the intuitive feeling into how this happens. There are a lot of subtleties involved which we will learn in our higher grades.
Now here is the page of your book, that is the page number 130. Here you can see the important lines. Okay, we are going to read them out. Life on earth depends on light, as we had discussed. Light does not need to travel through air and water like sound, and it can pass through empty space where there is no air or water to carry it. Therefore, it reaches us from the sun. One main thing you should know here, that light travels in straight line. Okay? In this paragraph, you can see that, do you know, light is a form of energy. Light travels faster than anything else we know about. Light takes 8 minutes and 10 seconds to reach the earth from the sun. When light travels through water, its speed slows down. Apart from this, what we have learned? We have learned that light travels in a straight line, and these straight lines are called as light rays. And what is reflection? The bouncing back of light is called as reflection of light. Apart from this, we had learned that shiny surfaces would reflect more of the light than other surfaces. Right? So inshallah, we shall study more of the pages in the next class. So I request you to wear the mask and take care of yourself. Thank you so much for giving your time. Allah Hafiz, and remember me in your prayers. Goodbye.